Good morning, good morning. It is way early in the morning, but we're going to be making this little accordion notebook. Now, I showed you in the previous video the beginnings of accordion notebook. I decided I was going to make a proper one. This was one I started and haven't finished, so ignore that one. That's not what we're doing. And I also wanted to show you my new stamp set that I got from Amazon. Of course, like everything else, I will have a link below for Amazon for my storefront where everything I ever buy is saved so you can find it. If you are a USA and you can't buy from my storefront, all you need to do is in the link where it says .co.uk, delete the .uk and replace it with an M, so .com, and it will take you to the American pages for the same item. Okay, so I'm using the things on my desk today. As you can see, I had lots of scraps. I'm going to make myself a little strip from this Amazon packaging. Now, everything that was on my desk is from the previous projects that I've been doing. I was going to clear it all away, and I thought, you know what, why not? Let's make a desk scrap video. I'm just going to cut myself a strip from this Amazon packaging because that's going to be our accordion fold-out paper. So this can be any size you see fit. You can make it big, you can make it tiny. I'm just going to trim off the edges so they're kind of straightish. So we've got our strip, and we're going to use all of these scraps to put together some kind of little journal. As you can see, this is all stuff from making the last few videos, and there's a rogue piece of paper there. And I'm also going to be using this. This was my own pack. This is on my Etsy. It's a stationery download pack, random bit of paper. For my Fox Girl. This is my own art that was scanned and turned into tags and a note paper, as you can see here. There are also cards, and this is a little notelet set that is on that pack. Now these are all on my Etsy. The link will be below. I think it's called the Foxy Girl stationery pack, and it even has this envelope. As you can see, it's a really cute printable. Print the notelets on texture paper like I've done, and it ends up being like a really expensive looking little set. So anyway, that was on my desk because I had been using some of it, so we're going to use this today just because it's here. Make this truly a desk scraps video, which is basically you use whatever is on your desk. Okay, so we're going to put our strip aside for now because we don't need that yet. We're going to make a cover. So I'm going to go through this stuff and what can I use to make a cover? You can use absolutely anything. It doesn't matter. I was thinking about this. It's got nice paper on the back, but no, I'm not feeling it. Realised that I've got my envelopes here, so they're not scraps, so they get put aside. I'm like, what do I want to make a cover with? I was like, actually, I like this bit of paper. Yeah, let's use this bit of paper. So this is just to show you that you can make a cover out of absolutely anything. Make sure your strip fits inside and is smaller than the cover that you make. And I'm going to double the paper up because it is so flimsy and so weak. The trick to make a cover is just to add layers. So at first I was like, do I want that as my inside cover maybe? So I'm using sticky tape today. 1, there's no drying time. 2, I got this handy dandy little tool, which means I can now use sticky tape without taking 3 years to peel it. And I find it a really quick alternative to some glues. So I'm just going to stick a generous little amount of sticky tape inside both sides of the cover. This tool is amazing. I think I watched it on Victoria Designs where she had left a list of her most used tools, and so I went and purchased it, and it has been a game changer. Not only can I peel the sticky tape really quick, I can even peel some stickers really quick. And it's really good for if you use it right, ripping your tape to size, but half the time I'm too lazy to do that, so I just rip them by hand. So yeah, you're going to smooth down your double-sided tape with the flat edge of this little handy dandy tool. And I've learned that the trick with this tool is to go in from the side. I've got it the wrong way around here. The pointy side, there's like a bevel on one side and a flat side. You want the bevel side facing down. I realise I've got it upside down here. No, I don't. There we go. I realise it's upside down. Look at that, instant. The bevel side faces down so that it slides perfectly underneath that sticky tape. And look at that. Once you've got it pointing the right way, boom, 10 seconds, not even, 1 second, and your sticky tape is peeled. As long as it's adhered down really well. So yeah, I'm going to stick on my paper to this to layer up my paper and make it thicker, make it a much more durable cover. And you can do this with any paper whatsoever, no matter how flimsy and like thin it is, just layer it. Layer it, layer it, layer it. It'll make it really thick. So I changed my mind about that book paper and decided I wanted to use something else. I was thinking of it, but I'm like, you know, it's just another book paper. It's a little bit small. And then like, boom, more Amazon packaging, but in a different shade. So we're going to do that. And yes, I do stick it on way too low, but it's okay because we're going to trim our cover anyway. So yeah, we're going to trim around our cover. I don't know why I said yeah. I'm not even that kind of posh. And I got a new ruler. Yay! This ruler has a metal edge on it. My old ruler is a metal ruler and it is so bent that sometimes it makes it. That's maybe why I can never cut a straight line, to be quite honest. My ruler is extremely bent and doesn't lie flat. So this is a new one. And what do you know? I can almost cut a straight line now. Almost. I do have a tendency to still move the ruler a little bit. So it was straight-ish. Like I said, that is the name of the game in this channel. As long as it's straight-ish, it's fine. So I'm going to trim down my little bit of paper and trim off that. Nobody will ever know that we didn't, you know, put it all the way to the edge. See, gone, boom, no evidence. Hide the evidence, throw it in the bin. And there we go. We have our thickened cover paper, which is double-sided. Yay! And we just go fold it back in half. Now, it may curl up a little bit if you've used sticky tape to adhere two pieces of paper together, like mine is doing. Usually the stronger paper will push the thinner paper up. The way you just curl it a little bit with your fingers like this and it's totally fine. Look, fixes it. Okay, so we're going to layer some more paper on here because we're going for cover thickness. And we're not quite there yet. Plus I've got that little hole to cover up. So I'm just going to rip up some of that book page. I've got so much stuff sitting on my desk from doing previous projects. I don't know why it's all I think it's because when we use things, they're nice and uncut and untorn. And once we tear them or cut them, we don't want to put them back in our immaculate stash. So they tend to just pile up and become table scraps. I think that's why I do it anyway. Is that why you do it? So yeah, the desk scraps or the table scraps are getting used. Okay, so I'm going to stick that on with some UHU glue or Yoo-hoo glue. I'm still never sure how you're supposed to say that. With the letters all being in capitals like that, I'm inclined to say it's UHU glue. But I hear a lot of crafters calling it Yoo-hoo glue, so what do you call it? Do you call it Yoo-hoo glue or UHU? I'm also going to put it on the back because, you know, we're layering to make it sturdier, make it cover worthy. I'm going in with this glue. This glue is a little bit on the wet side, so the paper does take quite a while to dry. So if you are going to use this kind of glue, bear that in mind. It takes a wee bit to dry and it can make the paper a little bit harder to cut and deal with. It's just, if you're a quick crafter like me and you hate on waiting things to dry, it's maybe not the best option for you. Or if you're like me and you're stubborn and you want to use it anyway, you'll just plow on ahead and don't care what happens. Okay, so as you can see, this flimsy bit of paper is now pretty sturdy. So we're going to add some pictures. I'm going to use one of my foxy girls. And we're going to cut her out roughly in my version of fussy cutting, which is not fussy at all. Which is pretty much just leave a big massive border all the way around and just, as long as it looks nice, we don't care. So I'm going to cut her out loosely. I do have more packs on my Etsy. I'm not really a digital pack maker, but when I have art that I really like, I make a pack for myself, and then because I've made it, I'm like, may as well put it on my Etsy. So I only have like 3 or 4 on there. I have 3 stationery packs, or maybe 4, from artwork I've made, like this foxy girl, and I have 1 download pack for my shroomy, which is like little cards and things. was trying to pick my inks here. I was like, should I switch it up and go red? And then I was like, nope, she's not got that shade of red in her. So I've gone back to the good old vintage photo. And I'm just going to grunge up. But then I was like, you know what would I always do? I curve my corners. So if you don't have a corner punch, as we always say on this channel, you don't need fancy tools. You just need a pencil and a coin. Put it near the edge, draw around it, cut it with scissors. There we go. You don't need no fancy tools. But if you want this fancy tool, I actually got that one on AliExpress because it was about a quarter of the price as all the ones on Amazon. Okay, so now we're going to grunge up with a little bit of our ink. And we're going to go all the way around our edges as per normal. As you can see, because the glue is still wet, it will lift in some places and crumple up a little bit. But my whole style is kind of grungy, kind of used and worn. That is because it also hides my laziness and my clumsiness. Because if you have a style that is very like grungy, torn up and not quite straight, nobody notices that you're actually pretty rubbish at cutting straight lines, keeping things clean or keeping things precise. They think it's meant, it's on purpose. So, you know, that's a little insider secret I'm telling you there. I like the grungy look because everything ends up that way anyway, because I am one of the least clean, I wouldn't say clean, least tidy crafters, and I'm really clumsy and I get stuff on everything. So I just embrace it. Embrace your chaos. Make it part of your art style, like I do. And then everything just turns out because, you know, it's your style. The chaos and things misaligned and just a little bit messy or torn or chewed up, that is just your style and nobody notices that it was never meant. Okay, I'm double inking edges today. I'm doing a very thin outer line of Stays On, I think that one's called Ganache. It's like a medium brown and it just adds a little bit more to the page. Okay, now I'm trying to decide, do I want more? Yeah, I want more. I'll use this rando weird bit of paper, which I actually think was underneath something when I was inking, and it's made this really cool pattern. I like it. I'm here for it. I'm going to use it. So that's going to get glued on, and every layer that you add to your cover is going to make it stronger. So, you know, add your papers, add your scraps, make it a little patchwork of scrap paper, and it will be cool. I really should be inking the edges of these papers before I'm sticking them on, but once again, I'm kind of lazy, so I'll wait till I stick them on to do it. It just adds more ink, adds more layers. And then we're going to add a little bit onto the back. A little bit of plain white edge border. Now, some of these book pages were actually sent to me are really old looking. And vintagey. I got a big blob of glue on my finger there. Where did I do it? I wiped it on my leg. Not gonna lie, I wiped it on my leg. That's where it is now. That's where it'll live forever. So yeah, I got these book pages sent to me. They are genuinely old and dirty looking, so I don't have to do much to them, and I absolutely love them. They're actually a Fishing Scotland book, which is, I love them even more because they're obviously a Scottish book. And I'm actually running out though, so I'm kind of sad. So yeah, I maybe should have scanned a few and printed some, but oh well. See, now I'm inking the edges of my paper. You can do it when it's already stuck down, so if you forget, just attack it with your ink. It still works, it just makes it even more grubbier. And now I'm going to use a residue ink on my little fox girl to give her dirty edges, to make her more cohesive with what's going on here. Now this notebook is also going to be a little experiment, because I like using stickers in things. I think I'm about to get my stickers out, and I hate that some stickers are really shiny. So I'd seen in a group someone saying to use, if you're using shiny stickers, to put something matte over the top of them, like a matte varnish, a matte sealant. So this is experiment 1. Today we're going to be using matte Mod Podge, because I've never tried matte Mod Podge on anything. I'm just picking a couple of stickers. As you can see, they are shiny. And I'm just flicking through to find ones that kind of go with the theme. So experiment day 1 is matte Mod Podge. We're going to see if we can make our cover cohesive, taking the shine out of the stickers a little bit and adding some sheen to the rest of the page to make it look more cohesive. To be honest, I don't have high hopes. I have some matte Mod Podge already, and I'm pretty sure that it dries slightly shiny. So this may not be the best medium for this, but we shall try it and see. I'm sticking on my shiny sticker, and I'm like, yeah, that's very shiny. I don't like that, but we're going to trust the process, because at the very least everything's going to end up the same color, the same finish at the end, whether it be shiny-ish or whether it be matte. And we'll just try another matte sealant the next time if this is not to my preference. I tried using my tool on these stickers and realised it's easier just to bend the corner of the sticker back. And yes, I am sticking my sticker on top of my sheet and adhering it to my page without noticing. I don't notice until later that I have just adhered that entire sticker sheet to my book. And I'm going back to my 3-in-1 glue because it was staring at me and it made me feel kind of guilty that I haven't used it once in this project. But it does take about 3 hours to get to the tip of this. Now I've tried leaving this glue upside down, and you'll see later in the video I actually did put it back on the shelf upside down, forgetting that I've done this before. It does not help. It's not the kind of glue you can set upside down. It is the kind of glue that if you leave it upside down, even with the lid securely on, it's going to have a tantrum and pour everywhere inside the lid, which it does, and you'll see that mess later. So I'm adhering on my little fox girl, and this is where I'm like, what the heck, dude, what have you done? How is this? I couldn't figure out how that was stuck there, so I just kind of yanked it out. But yeah, decided one more sticker was needed, or maybe 2. Can't have enough stickers. I really want to test making this cover all like one finish. So I'll stick a little flower on there, and I'm going to stick another one at the top. I really love these stickers. These were stickers that came from one of the journaling packs that I bought on Amazon. Once again, link below. If you use any of my links on Amazon, I actually get a very small commission if you use them. It doesn't cost you more, it costs Amazon, which is always a good thing. So, you know, help me in fleecing Amazon by using my links. It gives me money instead of them. Okay, and I'm sticking the last couple of stickers on because I really did want to test this theory out that you can mattify your stickers. Okay, I think that's pretty much for the sticker portion, but I'm feeling like it needs some stamping because it's not a me thing without a little bit of stamping. And there we go, we have brought out the handy dandy, the overused on every project tea stain stamp. Now somebody did say that they couldn't find this exact one on my Amazon. I think I explained in previous, like way back in the first videos, that these stamps were actually discontinued. So the one on my Amazon has the large splodgy part that I managed to find a duplicate for, but the little spotty scattering part is a separate stamp, and I cannot find one that has that exact one, I'm afraid. So it's just the splodgy stamp that is on my Amazon link. And then I was like, I haven't used these yet. I was going to use these and decided there's nothing I want to put on the cover, so I'm going to use them on the inside of my little book. They are kind of cool though. I was like, I like this weekly challenge one, but then I was like, nope, I know what stamp will go here. The new favourite. So yeah, this is my new favourite stamp. Even though I've had this stamp for ages now, I've decided everything should have stars. Everything. Doesn't matter what the theme is, they should all have stars. And in good Leanne fashion, they should also be squint. There we go, she has stars now. Stars make everything better. And of course, every project has to have one tiny piece of postage stamping. This is my signature. So if you ever get anything from me and you're not sure if it's me that made it, look for the postage, look for the tea stain, and quite possibly the stars. They'll be there somewhere. Okay, now we're going to finally get to our strip that makes the accordion portion of our notebook. We're going to stick this in. Now your strip should be smaller than your cover, and we're going to tape it in. We're guesstimating the size of a page. Wow, I'm really good at that whole ripping tape. It didn't even get near the edge in that middle one. It's okay, nobody's going to know, just us, and we're not going to tell anyone. So we're going to, like, what is that? Peel pull off, peel, I think it's peel. Yes, Leanne, use the tool the right way. The bezel goes down, down. There we go, you got it, girl. And we're going to stick down this page inside. Now, you don't have to do this sideways. You could do it up and down the way, so your accordion pulls to the bottom or to the top of your notebook. So your accordion, stick it any way you want. I'm going to pull it out to the side, so I'm sticking my strip this way. Now, you don't want to stick it all the way to the spine. Give yourself a couple of millimeters of space so that the note cover closes properly. Then we are going to fold our strip to match the size of our notebook, leaving a little tiny couple of millimeters on the edge. Good job at being straight there. That was sarcasm, by the way. That was definitely not straight. And we're just going to fold it back and forth, filling up our little notebook as long as our strip is. And as you can see, I'm wrestling with the paper because I realise it is so not straight, and I'm having to refold that second one. You know, straight enough. As long as we get it folded and it's all inside the notebook, it's fine. It just adds to its charm. It gives it personality. Now, if you come to the end of your strip and it's folding back the way like that, you don't want that. You want the last page to be pointing out of your book. So we're just going to cut that off. I'm sorry you can't fulfill your life as a strip of paper, but you know, we'll use you in something else. We'll put you aside. And now that is our little accordion portion. So now, just checking it's all within the notebook. You don't want any of it sticking out. That's why we keep it smaller. I mean, look how uncentered that is. It's not centered in any kind of way. But do we care? No. The beauty is in that we made it. And it is beautiful no matter what. So I'm going to use one of the stamps finally. And I think this big today date one is, I mean, it's a little bit big, but we can make it work. And I did consider taking off my tea stain off my stamper, and I was like, no, that is akin to sin, so it can stay on there, and we'll just take off these other ones. And no, I am not someone that pre-preps my brand new stamps by sanding them. I've never done it. I know you're supposed to, but I've never done it. Once you stamp that baby a couple of times, you'll get a couple of faint images. I don't mind faint. I don't mind that they're not a perfect print. So once you've done that a couple of times, your stamp is pretty much seasoned anyway. So I've never ever, I came from the stamping family of 20 years ago before people sanded their stamps to season them, and I've just never done it. I've never had an issue. So there we go. Couple of patchy stamp images and then you'll get a good one. So it's all good. I'm going to put my little receipt stamp inside. Why? Because I felt guilty for taking it off this. I'm somebody that gives emotions to inanimate objects, so I felt bad that I took them off the stamp, and now I'm giving them some love by using them. That is just part of my weirdness. I even feel bad for my glue when I don't use it, so hence I was using it today. I'm just sticking this a couple of places. Now you can decorate your little accordion here any way you like. I'm just sticking this in some random places because I like to make something quickly and then later on add more to it depending on the theme of whatever I'm putting it in. And then I'm going to add my tea stain because it wouldn't be a me without a tea stain. I just love that stamp so much. Like, I should maybe buy more. I should maybe buy the coffee ring one or something, you know. Mix it up a little, get a little bit wild, add more to the party. What am I even talking about? So yeah, now we're going to add the tab. And this bit is so super simple. I have a tab punch, but I'm going to show you don't need one. You just go fold a little bit of scrap paper in half, like so. Whatever width you're going to make your tab, you're going to cut yourself 2 diagonal lines on the fold line, like so. And then you're going to cut straight down from it, like this. So you make like the top of a house shape. And then you're going to trim it to a decent length. And as you can see, you have a tab. You just open it, voila. And you're going to glue that on. And you have a tab. Just going to use the UHU glue on both sides of your tab. Cover that baby. And then you're going to fold it around your little edge of paper. I like putting tabs near the top. Where you stick it is totally your preference. You could do it at the bottom. You could do it in the middle. I like them at the top. There we go, and make it a little bit straight. I really should have inked that little tab, but for some reason I don't. Okay, so now what are we going to do? We're going to attempt to mattify the stickers. So even at this stage, I was thinking to myself, is this going to work? Because I know Mod Podge is not very matte. But we're going to give it a try anyway. And I did a stupid thing. I bought this little bottle of matte Mod Podge, thinking that it was somehow different to the large bottle that I already own. I don't know. I could see the colour of the label and I knew that that's the Mod Podge I owned, yet I still bought another one. So anyway, we're going to use this. I'm going to put some out on my little, this is my clay tiles for when I'm making clay things and baking them in the oven. I'm going to spread some matte Mod Podge on all those shiny things. Just at first I was seeing if it actually goes over the shininess and doesn't pull together, and it actually does. It spreads pretty well. But then I was like, you know what, let's cover the whole cover to make the entire cover one sheen, because if it doesn't work and these don't mattify, at least the whole cover will be the same shininess. So I'm going to cover everything. I'm going to go over those edges, and I guess in a way this also waterproofs your cover. It can also hold down all your elements. If you've got a lot of little elements like me, it will make it a little more durable, a little more sturdy, wipe clean, which I guess is never a bad thing. I'm just not a fan of the shiny look. I never have been. I've always been a matte kind of person. Even when I paint my house, I know you're supposed to like buy shiny paint for like bathrooms and stuff. I never do. I always go for the matte, and then I always regret my choice because I have children and matte paint is not very easy to clean grubby little handprints off of. And yeah, so I always end up repainting my entire rooms far quicker than you're supposed to. So I'm just covering this entire book now. I just got a little bit Mod Podge happy. I was just like, it's on the palette, let's use it, let's cover everything. I'm kind of like that. I get carried away. So I cover the whole thing with a very thin layer. Very thin. Because I'm going to do 2 layers. I'm going to let this one dry. Okay, that was really quick. That was magic. I did 2 layers in the blink of an eye. Actually, I turned off my camera because it's a boring process. So yeah, this was 2 layers, and as you can see, the whole thing dried shiny. I mean, it's still cute. It's just not my preferred medium, but it does take away the fact that they were stickers and now they look like just part of the paper. So, you know, there's one option if you want to make your entire... It actually looks shinier on camera than it does in real life. I think it's because my lights are reflecting on it. It's not that shiny in real life. It's a little bit matter. But as you can see, it's definitely not matte. So maybe next time I'll try a different matte sealant and not this one. But, you know, there's our cute little thing. And then we're going to add the last step, which is a little pocket. Because whenever I see a blank page with nothing on it, pocket. Just... every time, let's just add a pocket. Add pockets to everything. Not just women's clothing. We should have pockets on everything, including your journal pockets, notebooks. So we're just going to cut a strip. I'm going to roughly guess how long to make it. We just eye measure everything on this channel. We only use rulers to cut things along. We never measure anything. So we're just going to trim that roughly, like so. Make it a bit more straightish because, well, my kind of straight is never any kind of straight. We're just going to trim that little corner there because it nestles into a curved edge. And I'm going to use my circle punch to cut out a little divot. I don't even know what you call this on a pocket. It's just a place that's easier to get your fingers and get things in and out. And we are going to ink this first because I realised the inside of the cover never got any kind of ink in, which I don't know why, because it's normally the first thing I do. I think I was just living in the moment and I think I was tired actually. It was like 6 a.m. I'm going to ink my little pocket like so. And I don't think this pocket really needs anything. You could stamp on it, you could put some stickers. You do you, whatever your style is. I picked up the wrong glue here. This is how tired I was. I was like, no, I'm just going to glue. What is this glue? What even is this? And realised I'm using craft glaze, which isn't even glue. It's like dimensional varnish. Picked this up, which had been upside down, and look at this disaster. Oh my god, it was everywhere, and it was all stringy, and it was like, it was telling me, don't ever lay me upside down again, because this is what I'm going to do to you. And it is everywhere. Look, it's sticking to me, it's stringing. I was like, oh my god. But never mind, we'll just work with it. We'll stick that in there. Yes, I did clean the glue after. That nozzle was covered, the lid was full. So yeah, if you have that glue, don't lay it upside down. It doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. And we're going to find something to put in that little pocket, and because this video is long enough, I'm going to be lazy, and I'm just going to use the first thing that fits, which is this tag, which is already cut out and inked. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. And look how cute. And my fingers were not fingering, and I could not get that bit of paper off. But there we go. Our little notebook is finished. And look how cute it is. It is the cutest thing ever. And you can pull it out and write on both sides of it. And you could put another pocket in the back here, maybe to the side, so you could like slide stuff in like this. But I don't think we need it. I think it is enough. It is enough. And that is our little notebook, accordion style, with a pocket. So if you make this little doodah, don't forget to tag me on social media. We use the hashtag L.T.Marshall. Yes, because that's my name. So I will catch you in the next one.